it's Chris Quinn and I'm the guitar teacher at acousticmasterclass.com. And in this YouTube video, I'm going to teach you a lovely little way to get outside of just playing the normal blues scale in the key of E and adding in some kind of major E notes. And in order to teach you this, I'm going to show you a lick and then talk about how to mix that lick up and learn to improvise using these extra major notes. So if you can't play the blues yet at all, also in this Acoustic Masterclass channel here on YouTube, there's a video you can find called Play the Blues Today, or How to Play the Blues Today. Now, it's a 10-minute video and it teaches you how to play the blues. So if you want to check that out as well, I suggest heading across to that. So I'm going to show you this lick anyway. So it's a little bit of an intermediate lesson for blues players who can already play the blues scale like this in E. So if that makes sense to you, then you're probably in the right place. I'm just going to jam around the blues for a minute so we can get into the zone. Okay, and now the lick I'm going to show you, I'll show it to you in 3 different places. So that's the lick, and basically what you're doing is you're playing notes of the blues scale. You should know the blues scale on the top E string goes. And if you play those notes, you can play the blues, right? But I'm actually adding in, at this point, I'm adding in a major third. Sounds a bit technical, don't worry. That note is a major third of the E scale, of the E major scale. It's not in the blues scale, but we use it in playing blues, especially if you're doing like a 12-bar blues shuffle and you want to make it sound a bit more country. The lick goes like this. Okay, so first finger, top E string, 3rd fret. Then you're going to play the 5th fret with your 3rd finger, 6th fret with your pinky, 5th fret, and then back to the 3rd. So this point you can hammer on to the 4th fret with your 2nd finger, like that. And then finally, 3rd finger is going to play the B string 5th fret, which is an E note, like an open E. Excuse me, my E's a little bit been bent out of place. So the lick, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, hammer on to the 4th, 5 on the E. You could even end with an open E. Sounds the same, right? So get that lick under your fingers, pause the video, and then I'm going to show you the lick in the octave below. It mainly happens on the G string. It starts open G, 2nd fret of the G. Notice I'm using my 2nd finger and 3rd finger for the 2nd and 3rd frets, 1st finger for the 1st. It's a good technique to use. 2nd fret of the D at the end. So you go 0, 2, 3 on the G, 2, hammer on the 1st. So open, then a hammer on. All on the G string. Then end it with that E note there on the D string, the 2nd fret. Okay. Finally, I'll show you this lick in down at kind of the root position, down at the bass end of the guitar, which a lot of beginners, I should say, they tend to kind of stay up at the top on the top few strings because it's easier and it sounds cool straight away. But getting down here deep on the guitar sounds really bluesy, especially if you're doing a shuffle. it's worth learning the lick down here as well. I'll show you the lick. So you're going to play third finger, G note on the E string, so the 3rd fret of the bottom E, open A, 1st fret of the A, open A. Then we're going to go 3rd fret again, just slide up to the 4th. Then open. Play an E chord. So what I'd do now again is I'd just pause the video for a minute and get those licks under your fingers. And if you already have got them, then I'm going to talk about those notes and and kind of building on that, because it's great to know a lick, but it's even better to think of that lick as just a map of where you can play for improvising. So now you know this extra note. It's a major 3rd, as I said earlier. Basically a major 3rd. If you want to know the theory, I'll really quickly explain. So this is the blues scale. Yeah? Which I've made that other video for on YouTube. But the major scale, if we're playing in C, it would be all the white notes on the piano. So in E, I'll just play it on the top E string. The major scale goes la 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 la. Excuse my singing, I sound a bit like a choir boy there. La 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 la. Definitely not very bluesy, right? But the major 3rd, so that's the major scale. The 3rd note of the major scale that's why it's called the major 3rd. The 3rd note of the major scale. 1, 2, 3. The 3rd note. 1, 2, 3. Do a dear. 1, 2, 3. So that's the major 3rd. And if you throw that in to the blues scale and then resolve to an E, it sounds really cool. It can at times sound a bit country blues. It sounds majory, and it works over 12-bar blueses when you're playing a blues shuffle in E. The only time you don't want to play the major 3rd is if you're doing a minor blues. But often blueses are in the major key, these blues shuffles that we love jamming over, and often when you see people jamming the blues, they're jamming the major scale, but not always. The major blues, but most of the time. Songs like Before You Accuse Me by Clapton, Malted Milk by Robert Johnson, any of those classic songs, a lot of B.B. King stuff, a lot of the old Delta blues stuff is major. So that note, so let's take the lick. Just try, forget about that first. Although that's really cool, I want to kind of give you something else here. So first of all, instead of going to the 6th fret, we're going to just bend a little bit on the 5th. Then hammer on. So 3, 5, 5, 5, 3, hammer on, 5. So immediately that's a different sound. So if you did the first lick, then the second, it would sound pretty cool. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm just making patterns up with these notes. So let's try another pattern. You imagine you've got a blues shuffle going. Do that. All I did was go 6, 5, 3, hammer on to the 4, 5. And I wasn't really using some divine intervention. I was literally just thinking, well, that's the 6th, that's in the scale, that's in the scale, that's in the scale, and I'll hammer on to that note. It was just using kind of maths in a way. Try it down here. So the idea of this lesson is to give you the knowledge that you can use that 4th fret of the E, the bottom E, or even the 1st fret of the G in the blues as well. Try that. Open E, 3rd, slide up to the 4th, and again, and then open. Let's try that. So get that note into your playing. That's the major third, and it'll sound a bit more majory, a bit more country, even possibly a bit happier. So now I do advise, if you enjoyed this lesson, then I've got this website called acousticmasterclass.com, and you can join me live. I'm giving regular Zoom lessons where the members at the site join in. I can see you play. I usually teach a lesson for half an hour, 40 minutes on something like this, or a great song, a great blues song, or I do a lot of folk as well, country. It's basically the online home of blues, folk and roots guitar playing. So it's kind of a bit mixed up, but it's always bluesy, always folky, always rootsy, a bit of Celtic in there too. But the point is, I do these Zoom lessons, so if you want to improve, you not only get access to this massive library of guitar lessons that have all been tabbed out nicely, and you can watch the videos and slow them down, and it's all kind of interactive, but you can also join the community and take part in these lessons. And on joining, you also get a one-to-one lesson with me, just so I can check out your technique, see where you are. So thanks ever so much for watching. If you do want to join up, then do so. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel, because I'm occasionally putting videos like this up as well. But I tell you, if you want to get better at guitar, it's working for lots of people, and I'm always happy to teach more people. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.